want to fuck Beyonce and Rihanna. We'll see which one of those things happen first.
All right, it's Friday night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Keyboard Warriors. I'm for Kirby. We are the Keyboard Warriors, presented by CagesidePress.com. Shooting shit on a Friday night with not a whole lot of like stuff, like headlines to talk about, but plenty of shit to talk about at the exact same time. We got this like 90 prelim Bellator card tomorrow. It's a fucking 90 prelims and 3 main card fights, and then the UFC in the middle of the fucking night. This whole thing's fucking wild this weekend, bro.
Yeah, we about to flex our creative muscle tonight because goddamn it, we ain't got nothing to talk about. It ain't shit going on. It's a trash ass card in the middle of the night, which I still don't even understand that. I suppose we can start the show off there. What the fuck is going on? It was supposed to happen in South Korea.
Yeah.
So now they just gonna run it at the Apex on South Korean time. Like I still don't really. What the fuck is the point in this really? Just so the South Koreans get it in prime time.
Right. So Zombie was gonna get. Zombie's supposed to main event the shit. Right. He gets. That's supposed to be his retirement fight. And yeah. So he was supposed to main event. He gets hurt. They pull him, and for some reason, instead of elevating one of the 8 or 9 Koreans that are on the card, which would have been fine. They just pulled the whole card. They could also have put in Derrick Lewis and Sergey Spivak on that card, and they would have loved it too, right? So it's a weird thing. It almost felt like Zombie got hurt, and everyone at the UFC sat back like, I don't want to fucking fly all the way over there without Zombie. Hell with it.
Listen, I understand. I just don't. Fair enough. If we was going to run a big show in Korea for the Korean Zombie, and then he gets hurt, so we like say, Jack, I mean, really sorry, South Korea, but goddamn it, shit blew up. So we ain't. I just don't understand why the fuck they would run it at 2:30. If we're bringing it back to America, are the TV ratings that they're going to get from South Korea that important that Korean Zombie ain't even on the card no more? Like I just ain't really understanding why they would show it at 2:30 in the morning for I mean, again, listen, at the end of the day, what are we all going to do? We all here in North America are just going to have a Sunday morning fight card, right? We'll all avoid Twitter. We'll all wake up and we'll watch it with our fucking eggs and bacon, and no harm, no foul. I'm not really understanding the relevance for them doing that. Is it just so the South Koreans can watch it on TV at prime time for them?
So it seems like.
Hey, wait a minute, Jack. That ain't even true, is it? What the fuck time is it in South Korea right now? Goddamn it, they ain't fucking behind us, are they? That don't even make no sense. I just thought about that.
In South Korea.
Hey, Jack, they're ahead of us.
It's 10:46 their time right now.
PM?
AM.
Yeah, So, hold on, Jack. Now, hold on now. I smoke a lot of weed, so let me slow down now. So that means, hold on now. 12:46. It's 8:30 here.
Yeah.
Man, I suck it, man.
Sorry, 10:46. Sorry, 10:46 a.m. So 9:30, 10:30, 11:30, 12:30, 1:30, 2:30, 3, 4, 5, 6.
13 hours ahead?
13 hours ahead?
13, 14 ahead? Who gives a fuck? They're ahead. If it's fucking 2:30 in the morning on Saturday,
bro,
what the fuck is prime time in South Korea? What are we even talking about? Is that like?
It just seems like I think.
Here, goddamn it! No, goddamn it! Now hold on.
Okay. Let me find out.
At 2:30 in the morning tomorrow, when those fights start, what the fuck time and what day will it be in South Korea?
All right, so let's just go straight to the main card. Main card's 10 p.m. Pacific, 11, 12, 1 o'clock your time, right? So 1 a.m. Eastern Standard is what
in South Korea. What fucking time is that? It's got to be Sunday.
3
That's
p.m.
the math works, right?
So main card for them is 3 p.m. Sunday.
Man, fuck off. That's not fucking prime. Is that? I mean, what the fuck is that prime time for the South Koreans? Why?
I don't fucking.
We gotta watch our card at 2:30 in the morning on a Saturday, so the South Koreans can get it at 3 o'clock on a Sunday.
Yeah,
man, I'm motherfucker. I live in my own world, Jack. I'm fucked. I was thinking, well, okay, we'll give it to them on a 9 o'clock, 6 o'clock on a Saturday. We always get Then I got to thinking, like, say, Jack, ain't they 12 hours ahead of us at 2:30 in the morning on Saturday? That's gonna be Sunday afternoon for them. Why the fuck are we doing that? What show time is that for them?
I don't know, but it makes me laugh because I can imagine someone went up to Derrick Lewis like, "Yeah, you're fighting at 1 a.m. or 2 a.m." He's probably like, "What the fuck are you talking about?"
And I mean, and again, bro, for what? So the South Koreans can watch the fight at noon?
Guess that's what it is.
Oh, what the fuck? That just dawned on me.
Main card for them.
It's gonna be
the main event for them is gonna be like 6 p.m., maybe 7 p.m. Korean time. I don't know. I'm assuming they like booked the time on ESPN Plus and they can't budge. They can't move it back, which doesn't make any sense to me because it's all internet. But
all bullshit aside, I just thought it was. I thought Saturday night was prime time for fights worldwide. If we were doing this so that the South Koreans could get it in their time slot, I mean, maybe like midday Sunday, they'll take it or leave it. I mean,
I think I have the answer. And it is for the South Koreans. CJENM is the new media rights holder in the country under a multi-year deal with the UFC. They have a long-standing ties with UFC parent Endeavor. So basically, they set up the time in Korea for this card, and they couldn't change it. That's what it seems like to me.
Okay. All right. Well,
I was in the media room for the last Apex card, and I remember we were all talking about who's going to cover it because it was the same. First of all, easiest choice ever for most of the media: Bellator 290 with Fedor's last fight, or this. Yeah, so I can imagine the media room in the Apex today and Wednesday was like slim to none, right? And tomorrow night, even slimmer, because then people start getting on flights to go to Australia for 284 next week.
Hey, yo, scale of 1 to 10, how chauvinistic of it is it of the UFC to put Lorosenko on this card?
That's exactly what I was thinking, dude. They announced Lorosenko is going to make history first, for female calling a fight and everything. And I'm like, at 1 a.m., you motherfucker stuck her in the middle of the night card. First of all, the optics alone. Anybody with half a mind and a sense of humor is going to sit there going like, hold up a second.
I mean, to be fair, it is better than nothing, and it does give her the chance to shine. But boy, they could not have picked a car worse off to put her funny ass on. I mean, I can't. Or I was thinking about this on the way to school today, bro. I was taking the kids to school at like 6 in the morning.
Yeah,
I was turning into high school to drop my oldest off, and I was thinking, boy, how big of a fucking Black Beast fan do you got to be to stay up till 4 in the morning to watch this motherfucker fight? Like, how many fans, like, realistically, are actually going to stay up and watch this card? Sure, the motherfuckers out there, and boy, you gotta be honest, MMA probably does got a lot of methamphetamine fans. I mean, if we're keeping it a bean here, there's a whole bunch of motherfuckers out there cooking meth that are big fucking MMA fans. Let's just be real fucking
clear cooking while they're watching the fights and shit.
Let's be real clear. There's a bunch of dope fiends out there that will be rocking and socking all night long. But amongst the normal fucking crowd, how many people are really like that big of a Derrick Lewis fan? They actually like nobody's staying up to watch this fight, man.
Even Houston woke up and said, "Oh, our guy's fighting. Cool. What time? What the fuck? We're not staying up for that shit. They're gonna be getting home from the club by the time that dude's fucking fighting."
Yeah.
So it's like, so not like I mean, to be told, I'll be fucking awake covering the motherfucker, but I packed up on Red Bulls and coffee, all kinds of shit. I'm gonna be all fucked up Sunday. Anyway, but shout out to guys in the comment section. Santiago, what's up? He says, I believe it's because of Fedor. The main event it's after Bellator. 100%, but that's complete coincidence. It was supposed to be in Korea, so that's the reason they were doing that. But it does help out if you want to watch Bellator and then ride it right into UFC.
Okay, hold on. Another thing for clarity.
Yeah.
What starts at 2:30? The prelims or the main card or the Derrick Lewis fight?
So it's a 10 p.m. main card start for
your time.
No, Pacific. So I'm 11. So me and you are 2 hours apart.
Right.
So I'm 11. So 10. I always take it back to Pacific Standard. So 10 Pacific Standard is 11, 12, 1 a.m. your time. So that's a main card start.
That's when the main card starts.
So main event's gonna be what, like fucking 2:30, 3 o'clock,
33, some shit like that. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, maybe I will stay up. Goddamn it! I don't know. I might go out and get fucked tomorrow. So I will stay up till 2:30. I'll be fucking wasted watching that main event, though. Boy, Derrick Lewis better make quick work of him.
You better do something entertaining, man. Hey, you can't have a boring card because people will fucking fall asleep.
Speaking of that, since we got fuck all to talk about tonight,
Yeah.
Have you seen the pictures of Derrick Lewis?
Dude, right.
Fucking dude looks like he is in tremendous shape, bro.
He you know what he weighed in at? 265. But that's a
even
slim,
more terrifying.
Strong as shit, dude.
Yeah, that's I don't know if I've ever seen Derrick Lewis that fucking look that good. Unless if that wasn't no filter, no bullshit, he's actually that slim looking. I don't give a fuck how much he weighs. He looks fucking good. Way better shape than his last fight.
Where's the picture of him
visually?
Fuck. All right, this is the best one I can find on here. I'll pop it on the screen for you. But he looks fucking good. I thought he was gonna come at 240. I was like, oh, he got that Cain Velasquez body going. Look at that shit. I don't make any sense.
Yeah, nah, dude. That's I'd seen something online, man, where it was him with his shirt off, and it was like his last fight, and then him with his shirt off.
Yeah, I was looking for that one.
Coming up.
I was looking for that one. I can't find it.
He looks fucking svelte, dude. It's like he looks like he's in the best shape. But that right there where he's running, you get a good idea of it. Look how fucking slim he looks in that fucking picture, man.
And he's still.
I hate to be this guy, but boy, motivated Derrick Lewis might be something different, son.
We'll find out. I want to see if he's quicker, faster, whatever you want, whatever you want to call it on the lighter shit. But the fact that he's moved a lot of fat around, now that definitely helps his back issues for sure. The less amount of fucking fat and weight you're carrying, your back's probably a little better. So I'm assuming that's part of the reason he did it. Who knows? I'm sure they'll ask him afterwards, whoever shows up to post fight. But anyway, he looks fucking good. But he's contending with another heavyweight fight that's going to happen early in the day. That he's getting way more attention. But we'll talk about that here in a second because Otis is already firing.
Is that it right there, man? Where UFC Derrick Lewis shows off right there where he's flexing. Is that current? Pull that.
Oh shit! Up. Yeah. Let me pull it up. Hold up.
Yeah. That's it. I think because he look. Yeah.
This one here.
Yeah, or the one next to it.
The one. No, this is the one. No, this is an old ass one.
That's an old one.
Yeah. Let me see if I can. Maybe if I pull up the actual page.
Huh.
What the fuck?
That one too far to go, but yeah, he looked real slim.
Oh, it is the same one. Yeah, it's the same one. So
okay.
Talk sport with your bullshit. Anyway, all right, yeah. So he looks good.
He looks good, bro.
Yeah. So we'll see how it happens here. All right, fire off a few of these fight announcements just in case, just because Otis is firing them off. Whatever, Otis. First one, Michael Chiesa versus the Leech, Li Jianliang for UFC 287, April 8th.
Hey, you know what? Ordinarily, I would not like this sort of stylistic matchup.
Yeah.
But I really enjoy this, actually. This will be a fun. Usually when you get two sort of grappling pricks, you can fucking, sort of 50-50 on whether it's going to be exciting. These are two grappling pricks that I think is actually going to be really exciting. And I think somebody will get finished. That's what I feel like a lot of grappling matches lack for me.
Yeah.
If I knew the two motherfuckers were going to grapple and they were going to hit each other like bulls, but somebody was going to get submitted within those 15 minutes, I really wouldn't mind grappling matches at all. As a matter of fact, to keep it a bean, I almost prefer grappling when it's good. Like, it's exciting as boy. One of my favorite fighters of all time is Minotauro, Antonio Nogueira. Like, when you can take a little bit of a beating and your grappling is still hella dangerous and you're able to end the fight like that, I almost think that's more exciting than a knockout, man. So I think this fight will actually be super fucking entertaining to be two grapplers.
100%. It's gonna be fucking wild, dude. All right, this one's it was a half of a Sunsao that pulled out of the fight. Fuck, I can't remember. Oh no. Julio Arce pulled out of the fight with Cody Garbrandt. He gets Trevin Jones now, UFC 285 on March 4th. Before Cody Garbrandt couldn't lose that fight because you lose that fight, you're in trouble. You lose against Trevin Jones. No disrespect to Trevin Jones, but he's not a top 5 guy. You are super fucked, so you better win this shit. This fight I'm hyped for, and I don't understand why people aren't. Like I saw people like saying like, oh, someone actually said I'm sick of Max Holloway. I muted his ass so fast on Twitter. I was like, fucking shut your slut ass 50 mouth motherfucker. He said Max Holloway was Arnold Allen for April 15th main event. It's trash. I'm like, fuck you.
What's not to like about
this is a great fight.
Listen, I'm the first one to give hyperbole and give fighters shit and all that, talk all that bullshit. But hey, man, they must be talking about Max. Man, Max hasn't been dominated. He hasn't been getting finished. He hasn't been in boring fights. I don't know, dude. I don't really understand the Max hate at all.
I don't get it. No, you know, and I did go on the motherfucker's profile. You know me, I don't do this shit. I do not care enough to fucking do it. But I was so irritated by that stupid ass, crap ass opinion. I went and looked in his bio, and it said that he was from my guy. What's up, buddy? Hope you're doing well, man. We're not gonna throw your business out there, but you know, all the best to you and your family, dude. We love you. Anyway, so no, I saw the guy was from New Zealand, and I'm like, oh, close enough to Australia. You're a Volkanovski fan. Fuck you.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Now, because I saw that, I'm like, all right, Team Makhachev, let's fucking do this shit. Just for that one guy. That's how dumb that is. Like, just for the one guy, I want Islam to come out and just starch Volkanovski. He's not going to. This is gonna be a crazy fight, but we'll see what happens. And then this one was kind of out of nowhere. It kind of doesn't matter, but we'll still watch because it's fun. Kevin Holland versus Santiago Ponzinibbio versus UFC 287.
So I don't know if I would say. Well, yeah, I guess I would go as far as that's pretty much a must-win for both guys. This is sort of a loser leave town match, Jack.
Well, you know what? I think it's more of a must-win for Ponzi than it is for Holland because Holland's fun still.
Oh, you know what, bro?
Ponzi's a great hitter, but still,
for some reason, when you said that, I read that as Kelvin Gastelum. I don't know why, but I seen Kelvin. Okay, yeah, no. Kevin Holland's actually okay. He's in good shape. My bad. I was tripping. I was thinking it was Kelvin versus Santiago. I'm like, hey, Jack, do it.
I forgot who Kelvin's booked against, but Kelvin just got to make it to a fight at this point. His ass don't even make it to a fight.
Man, he's fighting somebody. He's got a fight booked too, but I forget.
Yeah, exactly. So here's the fucked part. He was supposed to main event the last card I went to go cover, and he falls out. So we get Sean Strickland against Imavov, right? Whatever, cool. Then I'm covering the UFC on the 18th again in Vegas. That was supposed to be Chito Vera versus Corey Sanhagen. That fight gets moved to UFC San Antonio. Now, I'm irritated because I wanted to go see that fight, but now this shit happens. So anyway, here's the thing. And this is what brought my attention. And people were giving me shit. Remember when MMA got legalized in New York, and everyone was like, "Yeah, finally!" And I sat here all the way in fucking hot ass Phoenix, Arizona, going, "I could give a fuck about MMA in New York." In fact, I hope it doesn't pass. I hope they veto that motherfucker. I hope, rest in peace, Senator McCain comes out and starts talking all that shit about being human cockfighting and shit, and cancels it again in New York. You know why I don't give a shit about New York MMA? Because it's dumb. To me, it's dumb to even give a fuck, personally. To sit in another place and knowing you're not going to go to New York to watch a fight and be like, yeah, man, it means a lot. No, it doesn't. It fucking doesn't. It means fuck all. So they moved this Chito fight over to San Antonio, and everyone's like, fuck yeah, hell yeah. And I'm like, oh, sweet, are you going? Well, nah, man, but then shut the fuck up. That's stupid. That's fucking stupid. Hell yeah, that crowd in San Antonio's going to get, yeah. You don't give a shit. You don't, right? Now, is it cool that they're gonna get a big ass crowd? Absolutely, those two guys deserve a pop, 100%. But to say that it's just like, oh yeah, the UFC, they finally did something right. Nah, bro. That just means the tickets wasn't selling in San Antonio, and they were like, we need to hype this motherfucker up, and they did it. And it was the right move. Fucked me over, but it was the right move.
Right.
But it was the right move to move that fight over there.
You do low key sound like a bitter ex.
Hell yeah, I'm bitter, man. You kidding me? I wanted to go watch Chito fuck this dude up.
Jack, I don't give a fuck. Fuck San Antonio too. Fuck.
I'm telling you, dude. Like the whole New York thing was so dumb to me. It was so dumb to me. And I remember saying, like, oh, watch, they're gonna fuck a bunch of shit up, and everyone's gonna be like, oh, fucking New York. Then it's gonna turn to that, and it did. They fucked over so much shit. They didn't let that one chick fight because she had fake titties. What's her name? Misha Tate? Was it Misha Tate? They didn't let her fight.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's right. So I don't think that's still a rule no more. There's too many hoes with fake titties now. They gotta let them fight with fake titties now.
No, but Misha had that. Had a problem getting licensed over there. They were afraid. Check this out. They were afraid that she was gonna get hit in that area and some shit was gonna pop. I sat there going like, "This is New York. This is what we're doing, New York. Fuck out of here with this bullshit." So these days, it's like whatever.
Misha walked so Paige could run. You know what I mean?
For real, man. Shit, good for her. Good for both of them. But no, that's a funny thing. Everyone's talking about UFC 287 supposed to be in Brooklyn. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, I highly doubt it. Now, I could be wrong, right? But I'm thinking this This card's. I'm thinking that card's gonna go the way of South Beach and LeBron. Okay, I think that motherfucker going to Miami because why wouldn't you? Personally,
well, right.
They haven't had one there forever. Why would you want to go to cold ass Brooklyn? Who the fuck wants to go to cold ass Brooklyn right now? Take your ass to nice ass fucking Miami. Personally, I think that's what's gonna happen, but who knows? I don't have any info. I'm not breaking news, all right, motherfuckers. But I'm just telling y'all, don't get your hopes up, New York. Okay, y'all always get the good shit. Trying to get that, because that would be Pereira Adesanya 2, I think, would be the main event on that one.
I think so, yeah.
Nick says, to be honest, I had no idea it was in San Antonio. There you go. No one gives a shit. That's the reason they put that fight there, because no one was buying tickets to that shit. Okay.
Speaking of no one gives a shit, is that no? It's tomorrow. Right. Fedor has a retirement fight coming up.
Right.
Okay, hold on. Before we do this, let me ask you this. I thought about something earlier when I was thinking about Fedor. Okay, so Fedor's retirement fight is tomorrow against Ryan Bader.
Yep.
Ryan Bader knocked him out the first time they fought. Fedor is one of the greatest heavyweights of all time. I don't think he's the GOAT, a la our title on this video. That's neither here nor there for right now. I got to thinking, we brought this up a whole bunch of times on this podcast, and I feel like there's a certain point in a legend's career in which I really devalue their losses and the wins that the fighters get against them. You feel what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like, okay, so Fedor has 6 losses on his record. Right. If you can pull that up, I want to ask you, how many of those do you count? Now, again, everybody can think whatever they want. Y'all go, all the losses count. Suck my dick. Get your own podcast, motherfucker. This is my goddamn podcast. For me, I'm going to tell you right now, off the top of my head,
shout out Sure Dog.
I could think of 2 losses that I'm giving Fedor.
Okay.
Now, we might go back and we'll reevaluate this when I look at him because I'm fucked in the head. I don't remember shit.
Okay.
All
right.
The first loss that he ever got was definitely for Fabricio Verdum. He got triangled.
Oh, okay. So way back in the day. Way back in the day.
Fuck off with that.
Yoshi Kasaka.
I don't count that. That's John Jones. Well, he comes back and he knocked that dummy out. Listen, let's be very clear. That fight got stopped because of a cut.
Yep.
It wasn't even a bad cut, but
that was a stupid stoppage.
At the time, it had to get stopped if there was any sort of a cut. Mm-hmm. Fedor fought that cat a year or something right after that, and Thunder struck him and knocked him out. That shit didn't count. Cancel that one. Okay. Now, so here we go. I'll tell you right now, those are the only 3 losses that count to me. Right there, what you see on your fucking page. The Bigfoot Silva, the Fabricio Verdum, and the Dan Henderson. After that, I don't count Fedor's losses. I don't think it's the same guy. I'm sorry, I just don't. Even in the fucking Fabricio Verdum fight, he was a little long in the tooth, if we're being honest. Yeah. His best days were 2005, 2006, if we're just keeping it a fucking bean here. Yeah. And we can almost scientifically say that. You can look back at Fedor's career, and now that it's completely over, we can tell you when he was at his prime.
Oh, yeah.
It was fucking like 2004 to 2007 or 8, if you want to be really nice and lenient with the long prime there.
Real quick, that is the reason they stopped that fight. It was Dr. Stoppage against Bigfoot because he couldn't see shit out of his right eye.
Yeah. But that's a loss I actually give Fedor.
100%.
He got submitted by Fabricio. The Dan Henderson fight was a dog fight. Sorry, but I just don't count the first fucking Bader knockout. Matt Mitrione, you can fucking sniff it too. I don't give a fuck. Fedor was fucking old man by then. I'm sorry, I just don't fucking count these things. I'm curious what you guys think. And all joking aside, how many of these losses do you really hold against Fedor? How many of these losses are you like, okay, that's Fedor Emelianenko that just got finished? Or is that the ghost of fucking Fedor? Is that the ghost of the guy that beat Crow Cop and demolished Minotauro and fucking knocked Brett Rogers out after taking a beat in the net? Was that guy, or was that an old decrepit version of that guy?
To me, 2016, that Maldonado fight, EFM 50 right here in June 2016, the majority decision. To me, that was the start of Shell Fedor. To me, because if you remember Fabio, he's not a world beater at all. He's a ground guy, grappler guy, and he fell in love with his hands and all that. But he was like little pillow hands, right? And so the fact that went majority decision, even if Fedor won, that to me was that. We got a bunch of questions. Hold up. Let's knock out some of these real quick. Nick goes, Fedor should not even be stepping into the cage tomorrow, but are we gonna watch? Yep, train wreck. We can't look away.
It's a fact.
Look, I'm watching
Fedor's
it.
What, 46?
He's older. He's up there. Let me see. He should be on here. 46, 45, 46.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So, no, it's gonna be one of those. Like, it's one of those fights where I'm just like, please don't let him get murdered. Like, even if he loses, let it be by like some other shit. But I don't want him to see him get flatlined.
This is my point, though. Sort of. If he does get flatlined, what does it really mean?
It won't mean anything.
It's like 6 years old.
Right, I mean, but it's like remember you and I always talk about these wins that these guys have against guys that are like way past their prime, and you and I both go, that means nothing. It's just a name. It's the same shit.
That's why I think it's worthwhile looking at this record. Yes, listen, does he have 6 losses? Sure. Will he probably lose tomorrow and have a total of 7? You betcha. But in the grand scheme of things, you make a good point, man. Real talk, bro. The Fabio Maldonado fight,
I'm telling you, that's where it started.
Was when you could see that wasn't really Fedor. And listen, I ain't no big fucking Fedor fan. I ain't no Fedor fucking stan, man. I'm not making excuses. It's a fact. That was 2016. He couldn't really finish a middleweight. Right. A middleweight that couldn't even cut it in the UFC, so he got cut. Fabio Maldonado was a very, very tough guy that had some pretty slick boxing, but at the end of the day, he was not a very good fighter, and he was a fucking middleweight, and he gave Fedor, son, if that fight was anywhere on planet Earth other than Russia, Fedor takes an L in that fight. That was 2016, and I think if you're being real honest, we can all say that his athletic peak was well behind him at that point. That was 6 fucking years ago when he was 40 years old. Yeah, man, if he loses tomorrow, y'all count it if you want. I don't fucking count it.
I'm with you on that, dude. I don't count it either. What it says that Adesanya versus Pereira 2 can get here fast enough April 8th. I don't expect a different result, but we'll talk about it when we get to it. Farzine, what's up, bro? Good luck on next Sunday for the Chiefs, Eagles. He's a Chiefs guy. He has a big Chiefs podcast. If you're a Chiefs fan, look up Farzine on Facebook. Has a whole page, and if you like starting shit like I do, go on there and just talk shit about the Chiefs because nobody's more sensitive than a Chiefs fan. Nobody, bro. Not even Connor fans. All right. So Farzine says, so I haven't watched MMA as long as you guys. Why didn't Fedor and the UFC ever come to an agreement? The same reason, and you correct me if you know anything different than what I'm about to say, but for the same reason that Francis Ngannou didn't sign his contract. Fedor, if I remember correctly, was quoted as saying that these are very one-sided contracts and they feel oppressive because they remove all the autonomy and all that. So that listen, I get that.
I'm a company man. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all what really happened. The reason that the deal never got done was because of a dummy. Now, if y'all don't remember, that was Vadim Finkelstein or some bullshit like that. Vadim, some dumb shit. That was Fedor's manager at the time. And I think part owner or full owner, whatever the fuck, of M1 Global. Fedor never got to the UFC because of one thing. One thing. Fedor and his team wanted to co-promote with the UFC. So they wanted, when Fedor fought, for it to be UFC and M1 Global Presents.
Yeah.
I think everybody can see how that conversation went. Fucking Dana White said, like, bro, we'll give you a lot of shit. We're not, are you out of your mind? Come on, man. Like, that was a non-starter. I guess it's similar in the Francis thing, and that they came into the room with something that not in a billion years was the UFC ever going to agree to. They agreed to every other thing, but when it came right down to it, they wanted to co-promote with the UFC for one fighter, and the UFC was just like, bro, we will let Fedor wither away in obscurity before we co-promote with M1 Global. And to be fair, at the time, M1 Global was for real doing night fights.
Yeah.
I don't mean in the dark.
No.
I mean full-on dickheads dressed up as knights like the Game of fucking Thrones with swords that were dull, fighting in a cage. If you think I'm lying,
Google that shit, please.
Go to YouTube and look up M1 Global Night Fight. KNIGH, whatever the fuck, however the fuck you spell that word. So those dicks wanted the UFC to co-promote with them for Fedor. So come on, man. You're like that. That's why that never happened. That wasn't. And that was the end of that. That was never, ever going to happen. So Fedor
all we wanted was Fedor against Brock Lesnar, and they couldn't make it happen. Could not do it. You know what I mean? So it is what it is on that one. And I think they asked Fedor about he has no regrets about not signing with the UFC, and I don't blame him. I mean, I don't know if he's made more money outside of the UFC or not, but either way.
It worked out good for him. I think that, I mean, listen, I think it's safe to say that he would have gotten exposed and taken those L's if he came to the UFC. Everybody that beat him was in the UFC at some point in their career. So he, I'm not no shade to Fedor, but clearly at some point he would have ran into him. The cats that beat him had already been to the UFC and been smashed out a few times, so they got bumped out before they beat Fedor. It'd be safe to say that if he made it to the UFC, he probably wouldn't have swam with them sharks if a shark that got put out of that tank eventually ended up eating.
I tell you what, right now, they would have set up that Cain Velasquez fight. King would have fucked him up badly.
Yeah,
would have fucked him up.
When they first did the Pride deal,
when
Anderson Silva fought Chris Lieben, if Fedor would have fought Tim Sylvia then,
oh God.
Yeah, then you're cooking with bacon grease, son. If you would have caught Fedor in 2008-9, that dude was a real fucking problem.
Dude.
A real problem. Now you fast forward 6, 7, 8 years to 2016. Nah, bro, we ain't co-promoting for you, or 2014, whatever. Fuck, you end up getting knocked out by Bigfoot and all that sort of silly shit. Come on now.
I'm not a big fan of the Fight Pass deal and everything, but if you want to watch some Fedor shit, get the Fight Pass because they own the whole Pride catalog. Or just YouTube the shit out of it. If you didn't get to watch Fedor in this prime, which most people didn't, let's be honest, I caught the very tail end of it. It was worth fucking watching. It was dope.
To be fair, if you never really watched Pride at all like that, it's really worth going back and watching.
100% worth it.
Because the things that Fedor does to Minotauro Nogueira, unless you were a fight fan back then and you realized at the time Minotauro's guard was the deadliest thing in MMA. And anybody who went down there, anybody who dared enter that guard was getting submitted. Even if you fucked Nogueira up, he was going to submit you. That was just the way that ended. Bob Sapp was a goddamn steroid up animal that fucking chewed apart Minotauro for about 13 minutes, beat the dog shit out of him, and still got submitted. And Fedor went into that fight and dove into his guard and beat the fuck out of Minotauro. Like, his guard had nothing for a prime Fedor. I mean, Fedor was just winging his hips. I mean, it was incredible. But you got to sort of understand who Minotauro was to appreciate what Fedor did to him. You got to go watch Crow Cop send motherfuckers to the goddamn funeral home to appreciate what Fedor did to him when they fought and how big that fight was. You know what I mean? Like, it's a whole vibe, dude. It really is.
Once we hit Fabio, that Matreon fight, I remember watching that and I was like, man, that's not even the same guy. He beat Frank Mir. I expected that. He beat the shit out of Chael Sonnen. Everyone expected that. The Ryan Bader knockout was just sad. But we weren't surprised. But then Rampage and Tim. Now he's got Ryan Bader again. Best case scenario, he wins, walks away from the sport as a Bellator heavyweight champion, and they vacate the thing when he retires. Worst case, he gets fucking flatlined in the first round again. Or was it first round, second round, whatever it was last time? First round, but 35 seconds ain't Jesus. So there you go.
Fedor has the absolute best record and resume and career that you will ever see.
Yes,
you have never fought in the UFC.
Yep.
At this point in the game, you can't get to what Fedor has without going to the UFC. He did it because of what we were just mentioning in Pride. So even though all these fights are a little bullshit and he's getting, finished by all these sort of shitbird fighters now, all due respect to all y'all, what he accomplished in those Pride days was sort of enough. He could have quit then, and those fights were so huge and big at those points that he would have been good forever. So
absolutely. No, you're right. A couple more comments here. Oh, this is in the UFC was sad. I wanted Fedor was Brock. I hear that.
Yeah.
Fedor was way past his day. Should have retired 5 years ago.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. I mean, glad he's doing it tomorrow, but yeah, that's very important.
And says Fedor was gifted that win against Fabio. He was. He was.
Sure.
We all like the people that watched it. Fabio probably should have won that.
Yeah, that's a fact. He should have.
He should have won that. And of course, we knew who it was. Santiago says Maldonado was one tough son of a bitch. He's one of those guys like Glover, way too tough for his own good. So I started watching MMA around 2008. I became hardcore around 2010, so I never saw Fedor in his prime. Yeah, he was one of those guys you caught on tape. You rarely saw any of that shit live. That was hard to fucking get live. So you're not alone. Believe me, most of us watch his prime even on tape. So yeah, it is what it is.
I think the most special thing about Fedor in his prime, what made him so special is what John Jones has tried to do a little bit throughout his career. Is that Fedor would go in and fight people in their streaks. Again, Minotauro, it's hard to tell y'all and explain to y'all how like dangerous it was to play with this man on the ground. And Fedor fought him in his guard on the ground. When he fought Krokop, bro, again, the UFC was kind of trash at this time, bro.
Yep.
Krokop and Fedor, when they did that heavyweight fight, that was a big deal. And make no mistake about it, in that fight, Krokop was the striker and Fedor was the grappler. Now, Fedor had a heavy fucking right hand, but he was definitely more the armbar grappling sambo guy against the straight up Croatian kickboxer. And Fedor outboxed him. They struck the whole time, if I'm not mistaken, the whole fight, and Fedor won that shit fair and square, even Steven. And you know, that's basically the greatest grappler in the game at that time and the greatest striker. And he fought them and beat them in their games. So, you know, whatever the modern day equivalent of that would be outstriking Volkanovski and then out grappling Islam. If you can imagine somebody doing that right now, that's what Fedor did. So, like, you come in, you outstrike Volkanovski, and then you out grapple Islam. I don't give a shit what you do 6 years from now. You did that then, and that's the end of that. And that'll, you know, it is what it fucking is. That lives on its own in history forever.
Yep, that's what we were talking about, dude. For him, it's gonna be a lot of moments that they talk about when his career is over. But man, what could have been, man. Fedor was Brock would have been crazy. I think he would have knocked Brock the fuck out, but we'll never know. It's like that Kanye clip where everyone's like, everyone wants to know what I would have done if I would have lost. I guess we'll never know. We'll never know. So there you go. And now we got John Jones coming in a heavyweight, fighting for the belt. Fucking Francis Ngannou on his way, you know, basically left, probably gonna come back. Ooh, here's a good one. And I was sitting there like kind of like, really? Eddie Hearn, manager for one, Anthony Joshua, says that he has offered a very easy, like I forgot the word they used for it, but a very easy like contract to fight for Francis Ngannou versus Anthony Joshua. I know we were talking about, if he gets that Fury fight, great, he gets paid a fuck ton of money. If he gets that Wilder fight, someone's gonna get hurt for sure. But this fight, I have a hard time, and it's gonna be weird, giving a shit about. I think I'm so done with Anthony Joshua, dude.
And Anthony Joshua has another boxing match coming up, which, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not the biggest boxing fan in the world, but I'm pretty sure it's just a gimme to get him back on track. It's not a, you know, it's not a Tyson Fury type character.
No.
I still just don't think this fight gets done. Maybe I'm just very skeptical about this. I don't know, bro. I still am very reluctant to buy the idea that Francis is going to get one of these top 4 or 5 boxers. I don't know, man. I just don't see it happening. If I'm Anthony Joshua, why would I do this? And I watched the interview with Eddie Hearn. He's like, you know, it's this. Maybe it's because I've seen Francis A, be beat, and B, have a really stinky fight.
Derrick Lewis.
I don't know what it is, but he's like, yeah, you know, it's this juggernaut from MMA and this juggernaut from boxing, and you can sell it as this. As a MMA fan, I don't really buy that narrative. Listen, make no mistake about it. If they actually line up the fight, I'm going to watch him. And I'm willing to give Francis the title as the best heavyweight on earth. He was the champion when he left. So I don't feel like it's solidified with a bullet. it's not like he was on this long run. Francis has what, he defended the belt once against Cyril?
Yeah, on a busted knee.
Listen,
I mean, I get it. Yeah,
in a fight that he didn't knock the guy out in.
Right.
His last fight in MMA, he had to use his wrestling to win. What the fuck makes me think he's ready to box Anthony Joshua? It just,
no, you're right.
I will watch it, but I have a hard time sort of buying into this larger than life narrative. Francis, to me, just hadn't built that. Bro, if he was coming off of a knockout over John Jones, I just feel like this hits so much different and crazier. The fact that his last fight was a lackluster wrestling win.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can point to the other knockouts, but listen, we're talking about the Overeem knockout. That was crazy. Bro, that was 5 years ago. 4 years ago. That was a long time ago, man. Who's the last knockout that Francis had? Stipe? Fucking 2.5 years ago or whatever the fuck? Like,
you might be right. Let me find out.
I mean, it's not like he was on some crazy tear. I don't know, man. I don't know. I have a hard time buying this being some huge fight.
And it's not no. Last knockout, Stipe, 2021.
Okay, that wasn't that long ago though.
No, I wasn't. But the Overeem fight was 2017.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. It's very much a what have you done for me lately sport.
It's always been that way, right?
Grappling win that you didn't really necessarily knock out the last dude you fought in MMA. So I don't know, man.
And this is gonna be one of those like Tommy Fury. Like I give a shit about Tommy Fury. Like, no one cares. That dude's not gonna show up for the fight. I have a feeling we're gonna see Jake Paul against Mike Perry. But Tyson Fury, Jesus, Tyson Fury is gonna be the massive ace. He's gonna do the entire promotion on this. Like and like I said, the only reason I'm rooting for the fight to happen is so Ngannou can get paid a fuck ton of money. That's it. Just that, right? But I mean, you and I know good and goddamn well that Fury is gonna fucking pick him apart, and that's just gonna end in 4 rounds, 5 rounds.
He ain't getting the Fury fight though. We talking about Anthony Joshua. Remember, Eddie Hearn was talking about Anthony Joshua. So like that's so back to my initial point though.
Yeah.
Francis is this. Anthony Joshua's coming off of 2 losses. I realize he'll probably get this win over a very unheralded whoever the
Jermaine something. I don't know the guy.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? This I don't want to call him a journeyman because to be fair, I don't know who the cat is. I don't know much. I don't know that much about boxing. Yeah. I know it's a fucking fight that they are planning for Anthony Joshua very much so to win. I know that when the fight happens, Anthony Joshua will be a very, very large favorite to win that fight. So,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Let's just all keep it a buck here. But still, you're going to be coming off a win over dude, 2 losses to Usyk.
Yeah.
Lost to fucking Ruiz not too fucking long ago. You got finished in, and then you came back and you beat him in a rather boring. I mean, I don't know, man. I guess if they do the fight again, I'll tune in. I'm just not. I feel like they're going to have a really rude awakening about what the public really thinks about this fight and how many people actually pay $80, $90 to watch Francis Ngannou box Anthony Joshua.
All right, so a couple things, we're running out of time, but one, and again, it's Eddie Hearn saying this shit, so just understand that that's more than likely bullshit. Hearn was teasing a Nate Diaz Canelo Alvarez fight. There's that. But Eddie Hearn said, take it for what you will. And then the other thing I want to talk about before we go, and we're not gonna run down the cards or anything this weekend, but we're just gonna run down through the big fights this weekend just because they're there. Power slap. It's a power slap thing. They're doing pay-per-view. They're doing a power slap pay-per-view. So here's my favorite 2 things about that. One, Anthony Smith came out and was just like, my body's ready. He literally said, my body's ready for a power slap pay-per-view. And I sat there like, you know how like when your boy says something suspect, you're like, really? Right? The next was a couple hours later, I think BJPenn.com, shout out to my boy Josh, BJPenn.com tweeted out an article about what Anthony Smith said, and Nate Diaz responded to their tweet with the article saying like, Anthony Smith is a dumb fuck. It was so fucking funny. It made me laugh so hard. But we're not even a season in through Power Slap, and we're doing a pay-per-view already. The only thing I can think of is that TBS goes, get this bullshit off our airwaves of making crap, like jacked up, garbage ass ratings. And before you guys come at me like, oh, it fucking doubled in the second week. From what? From 5? Come on, dude. You can say I doubled, but if a number is 5, you doubled. Oh, you doubled to 10. Great. All I can think of is TBS told them to kick rocks, and now they're gonna go to pay-per-view because that's the only thing they could think of doing.
I don't understand it at all. To be fair, again, I've said it time and time again. I think pay-per-view is obviously a dying market in general
for MMA already.
Yes, it's hard to sell big, thrilling fights. Islam and Volkanovski's coming up, and I think that's going to be a wash on pay-per-view. That's a fight right there, son.
Yeah,
and I think that's going to take a bath on pay-per-view for $90 a whop. It's a good fight, but again, we talk about them casuals. Them dummies, them loudmouths at the sports bar. How many of them, Islam's a fucking lay and pray, and the other little crikey dude, short and small. I don't think that fight's going to do that fucking great on pay-per-view. What the fuck? Let's just put it like that. So Power Slap is fucking destined to do horrible on pay-per-view. I don't know what is going on here. I mean, I'm being genuinely honest. I don't know who is thinking it's a good idea to put this on pay-per-view. Maybe I'm out of touch. Maybe there's some massive numbers. There are a lot of dummies on planet Earth. Maybe they're going to market the pay-per-view at a cheaper price point or some shit. Obviously, they're not going to ask $80, but even at 30 or 40, I don't know, dude. I just can't imagine that many people being into this shit. Like, it's very predictable. Like, yeah, you don't necessarily know if they're going to go to sleep when they get hit, but other than that, like, it's hella predictable. I don't know, man. It's the dumbest thing in the world. It really is.
It is. The whole thing in the first place was kind of dumb anyway. But like, I'm always just like, look, we're in America. If you got the money to do it, fucking do that shit. Just understand you're gonna get shit on for it. Me personally, I don't have an opinion on Power Slap whatsoever. Like, it's just like, that's some shit you used to see at a bar every once in a while. I mean, in Tucson, when I was in college, they used to have slap contests and like these little hole in the wall fucking bars and shit you just go to, and I don't even show up to them to go see those. I will be there with my friends and shit, and suddenly like giant motherfuckers are slapping each other. You're like, yeah, I'm drunk. I'll watch this shit. What the fuck? And then Danny goes, I think we can make him dumber, and then he did. So it worked out. But
the problem with this shit is it's just it's a sport that's made for TikTok.
100%.
You're right. If I was drunk and I came across it, or if I'm scrolling and I see it, I might watch a few smacks. What sort of sociopaths are sitting there for 2-3 hours straight watching these random dicks fucking try? We'll drop the fourth wall. We might have one of these face slapping fucking characters on the program. We were trying to holler at one, but the schedules didn't really work out.
Yeah.
I will stand behind all this shit. I think it's a really fucking dumb idea. Like, sorry, I just fucking do.
Yeah.
To each their own. I just can't really see the value in it. And if I heard they're getting paid 2 and 2, fuck.
Bro, they're not getting paid shit to get concussions. It's wild. It's wild shit. So, we'll see what happens with it. We'll try to get somebody on from Power Slap and see if they're down to shoot the shit with us. But yeah, man, this a pay-per-view thing made me fucking laugh. I was like, all right, cool, whatever. All right. For everyone that wants to watch MMA this weekend, Bellator 290 tomorrow. Google what that's gonna be, because I still to this day still can't tell you where they fucking show Bellator.
CBS.
It changes CBS. Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
CBS.
This one's gonna be back on CBS. Yeah. They've been making sort of a big deal about it. This one will be on CBS. So I think the Paramount Network, if you have Paramount Plus, I'm pretty sure that'll get you in there for the streaming devices.
And if you load it up on your coffee, methamphetamines, I'm not at all condoning that shit. But I'm saying some of y'all motherfuckers is crazy. Coffee, Red Bull, all that kind of fucking energy drinks. Like, I'm gonna do minus some methamphetamines. I don't do that shit. But I'm gonna be all caffeine the fuck up. Middle of the night, UFC Vegas 68. Derrick Lewis against Sergey Spivak, and that's duo choice in the card. Super Boys in the card. Devin Clark and there's a bunch of dudes on the card. Look, if you're a degenerate, you're gonna watch anyway. I'm gonna be watching. I'm gonna be covering it. So come shoot the shit on Twitter at Cageside Press with myself, and everyone else is gonna stay awake for that. Probably just me and Jay, to be honest with you, but we'll see.
Okay. You have a website to run, and you're a degenerate.
Yeah.
But in general, name a fight that's actually fucking conceivable that you would stay up that late for?
Any fight?
I'll go first.
Okay.
The John Jones Cyril Gane fight.
You took
If they put that motherfucker wherever, I would. If they did that, I would. Yeah, I would. Fuck it. I would do what it takes. Fuck it, son. Run me a little meth. Whatever it takes, baby. I would stay up for that one. Is there any other fight that you could think? You know what? To be fair, maybe even Volkanovski and Islam.
Right.
I really want to actually see that fight play out, man. There ain't many fights that I would actually stay up, but it does sort of remind me of the old school Pride days, boy. Well, I remember watching. You remember that motherfucking Incredible Hulk tournament that Jose Canseco was in?
Yes.
Those are wild motherfuckers.
What the fuck?
Man. Hey, boy, if y'all missed out on the Dream and the Pride and boy, MMA, Japanese mixed martial arts, was wild back in the day.
Shit.
And yeah, I'm talking about the baseball Jose Canseco.
Yeah,
like they flat gave him a fight contract.
When I watched that, like all the weird shit, no offense, all the weird shit the Japanese have created, like animes and mangas and hentais, all that shit. When I watched that, the Jose Canseco specifically, I thought it makes sense. Like they had 2 nuclear bombs dropped on them. No fucking wonder they're a little weird coming out of that shit. Like, of course that shit came out like that.
Nobody does freak show like Japan.
They do a great show.
I mean, that's the last time I stayed up till 2, 3, 4 in the morning to watch a card because it was just so much fucking chaos. And what they did a real good job of, though, and this is all bullshit aside, you couldn't even really imagine what they used to do with fights, bro. Because what they would do is, like, that was called the Incredible Hulk tournament, if I'm not mistaken. The Hulk tournament, the Incredible Hulk tournament, like that. It was like an 8 to 12 man tournament, and they had it just fucking everybody from Jose Canseco to this cat named Minowa Man that would always fight way outside of his weight class. I think they had Hungman Choi in there, who was like this 7 foot fucking. It was chaos, but they would also have really good, relevant fighters and fights on those same cards. So imagine if the UFC on the John Jones Cyril Gane fight card could put Jake Paul versus fucking Nate Diaz in a boxing match inside the cage. That's what fucking Japanese MMA used to do. They would have these big fights mixed with these crazy freak shows that would just make for cards overall you could not fucking miss, man. Like that you would actually stay up till 4 in the morning to watch because it was just that fun.
It was so fun. But here, it's a Super Hulk Grand Prix.
Okay, the Super Hulk turn. Yeah. Remember that Bob Sapp was in it.
Oh.
Yeah.
How
yeah,
the fuck?
Yeah, that's what it was. Hungman Choi. Jose Canseco. And then yeah, man. Yeah, this was fun, dude. This was I mean, it was fucking insanity, but this was fun.
You got to give it to Canseco for all the roids in his head and shit. He was probably like, yeah, I could probably fight that motherfucker. Like, what?
I mean, he tried.
He definitely tried. It didn't go well. Otis has a question before we go. Who should Jamal Hill face next for the title? Yuri. Ideally.
Well, yeah, it depends on what Yuri, if he's available.
Santiago says Ankalaev. I'm not a.
If Yuri can't go Ankalaev, but I mean Yuri's the fucking right answer to that question. It all just depends on how long he's going to be out. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So there you go. All right, Bellator 290 tomorrow night. UFC Vegas 68 even tomorrow later night. Fucking like I said, sleep in whatever you got to do. I don't get to sleep in. I got a toddler, so that's fucked. But do your shit, man. Fuck. Get your what up?
So what do we got? Fedor's final fight. Again, win, lose, or draw, it isn't very important, but it is important that if you enjoy the sport that you show up and tune in to Fedor's last fight. No matter how his last few fights went, no matter what happens with Ryan Bader tomorrow night, Fedor is an absolute legend for our sport. So you get to see Fedor's final fight. That is fun. There's a couple other good fights on that card too. That Bellator card is actually good because it's their first fight back on CBS, if I'm not mistaken, or whatever. So they tried to make a little splash there. And Derrick Lewis. Derrick Lewis seems to be in great shape. He needs a big win. If he doesn't get a win here, his days of even sniffing the title or being a relevant fighter are over. So I feel like those are your storylines going into the weekend. You get Fedor's fucking last fight of all time. That's a special fucking thing. and Derrick Lewis is sort of right there. Is he going to fucking stay relevant, or will a loss tomorrow pretty much push him into eventual obscurity?
And just to out it, I hope Derrick Lewis gets a massive win tomorrow night. John Jones gets a massive win. People, injuries, pullouts, doesn't matter. People get in trouble, I don't give a fuck. Somehow we get John Jones against Derrick Lewis, because the shit talk from Derrick Lewis would be fucking gold. Oh my God, that'd be fucking hilarious.
I just hope John wins a heavyweight.
Yeah.
Because I just want to.
If he doesn't, okay, God damn it. We're going to keep extending this goddamn show. But John Jones loses, is it like the biggest letdown in the last like 5 years?
It'll be a big one, man. Especially since it seems like Connor's on his way out. We need something. We need, if John comes back after all this time and loses, it'll be like, ah. But if he comes back and win, we get to go, ha. And we get to keep the fucking train going. This, this story of what and who John is, man.
If Cyril Gane wins and Dana White's got to put the belt on Cyril Gane, I can't wait to see Dana's face. He's gonna be like, God fucking damn it. Like,
type of look. If Cyril wins 10 out of 10, Dana won't put he's out of there, dog.
Yeah, it'll be Mick Maynard.
Oh, yeah.
Mick will
go. Mother said, fuck this bullshit.
I'm
out of here.
Gane's gonna look at him like, hey, where's Dana? Don't worry about it. Here, just take your fucking
he's not gonna be here either. He's in the back drinking whiskey already. So just, fuck off.
I tell you what, Dana White wishes this shit was WWE so badly. All right. That's gonna do it for us, ladies and gentlemen. We went a little overtime, sort of. We actually started late, so it doesn't matter. Shout out to everyone tunes in. Appreciate the fuck out of all you guys. Santiago, Otis, Farzine, appreciate you. Nick Pilecki, safe travels, my guy. Everyone tunes in, we love the fuck out of you guys. Fuck, of course I'm coughing now. Subscribe, like, comment, tell your friends about us. Make us bigger. We're getting there. We're getting there. The views are going up and all that. Subs are going up. We appreciate the fuck out of you guys. Shout out to everyone on the Cageside Press team. You guys are dope as fuck. I am at cagepress.com, at Keyboard MMA, at Gem City Jesus for Fred, at Elot32, and at Cageside Press on everything for us. Shout out to everyone who tuned in. Love the hell out of you guys. See you, Santiago. Good night, and good night, Wilshire.